It's in some sense gobsmacking that there are still so many people out there who want to deny and just plug their ears to the fact that we have caused great harms to our society over the past 2 years. A new Johns Hopkins University study came out, a meta-analysis saying that lockdowns really had no benefit in terms of reducing mortality throughout COVID-19. Now, I didn't really make much of a fuss about this study. I wasn't writing about it, tweeting about it, because I saw the headline. I'm like, yeah, of course. Having read other studies the past year and talking to many experts on the ground, doing a lot of reports on how child and teen mental health is just absolutely massive, and hearing personal stories, people emailing me, getting in touch with me to talk about all the sad things that have been happening in their lives the past 2 years. It's like, well, yeah, obviously we have a problem here where the benefits of lockdowns were vastly oversold, and the negatives that came from them were ignored, dismissed, downplayed, and one thing I find particularly morally repugnant, laughed at. Yes, it's true, I would write a story about some harms that some individuals have suffered because of lockdowns the past 2 years, and some smug individual online, many individuals online would just laugh and say some smart aleck remark about, well, it's better that happened to them than they kill their grandparents and so forth. And you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you were saying it back then. One of the alarming things, though, is that there's still a lot of people saying that sort of stuff now. That there are still people out there who are denying, downplaying, ignoring, and even laughing at the notion that lockdowns have been of limited, debatable, negligible benefit, but the harms are immense. Who knew that basically shutting down all of society for 2 years could come with so many very visceral harms out there that I think have really traumatized people. Now, it was one thing at the beginning. I think most people supported the first lockdown, going, okay, what is this virus? I'm concerned it's super deadly out there. We got to shut everything down until we can figure out more about it. What's interesting is public health officials, World Health Organization, even Dr. Theresa Tam here in Canada in April 2020, when we were under lockdown, she was talking as if lockdowns would not be used again and just what we're going to do after this first lockdown where we find our feet. There's actually a report out where she talks about that. Very interesting stuff. Then we got into this vicious cycle where supporting lockdowns became this ideological thing. It became this political thing, and people are still digging in their heels. But what's kind of interesting is public health officials actually aren't really digging in their heels much anymore about it. In fact, they're doing the exact opposite. Pretty much all of them are saying, we got to get away from this stuff. Dr. Theresa Tam just saying we have to really very soon review all of this with a view to getting rid of it, including the vaccine mandates, the vaccine passports. She's clearly giving the politicians, giving people like Prime Minister Justin Trudeau an out to say, we got national turmoil right now. We got quite a debate where people are protesting. You've got the convoy entrenched in Ottawa. You've got similar situations in other cities. And I got to say, whatever you think of what's going on in Ottawa, the request that they're making is actually a very mild and moderate one. They're just saying, can we get rid of all these rules? By all means, if you want to get vaccinated, do it. 90% of people have already done it. You want to wear the mask in the store, whatever you want to do what you want to do, but stop bringing these onerous rules where it's against the law to not do these things. And by the way, public health officials are saying we have to go there. So many other countries around the world are going there, and public opinion shows we're ready for it. So what's actually being asked of folks in the convoy and other people all around the country and public health officials is incredibly mild, incredibly moderate. We know the harms of all these restrictions. What are we waiting for? I think we're waiting for a lot of these people who still refuse to acknowledge that the lockdowns really haven't been all that beneficial to let go of that, to stop defending that, to just let people be. And I think that's where we're really at right now in Canada.